Welcome back everyone to episode 6 of Let's Play Advanced Tactics Gold, the play-by-email series. So in the last episode we declared war and we pushed forward, and we left these units kind of exposed in the front. You can see that they are missing a lot more units than they were when we last left them. So let's just jump into the history real fast to see what my opponent did. Basically a lot of it is going to be moving forward, so I'll just try to click forward through most of this stuff. He reinforced this northern river here and stream here area. We're going to see he moves some more forces in as well. I've already taken a look at this just to see if there's any interesting stuff. So right away, that first thing that happened, this is a good cue as to a good clue, as to what's going to happen. He starts prepping this unit for an attack with some bombarding. I think he does artillery twice more on it, maybe. Yeah, some more. We take some more infantry casualties. He bombards a unit over here, I think. Let's see, where is it? Oh, he bombarded this one, but I only lost three riflemen, so that's not so bad. There it is. He bombards this one, and we lost 9, which is a little unfortunate, but I mean, I can withstand that kind of loss. And then this is the big one. So he attacked from 3 sides. He moved up armor here, and he had armor here. And he didn't have armor that he attacked from this raw with. I guess he didn't have enough movement to be able to move in there and still get to the front to attack. So he attacked with a mortar group. Now it was still 8 standard light tanks against 4 and 8 armored cars. In my opinion, that seems like it should have been a win for him. So I think we got pretty lucky with this defense. Because if you just look at the math, I don't know. I mean, maybe it works out just about right. Because it wasn't like he was a total loss. It was actually pretty even. If we count the armored cars, 2 armored cars as 1 standard light tank, it was basically 4 losses to 3 and 22 rifles to 8 rifles. But we had already lost a bunch of rifles because of all the artillery bombardment. I know that the total losses for me on this turn was 30. And for him it was 22. This is the only losses he took, was this one battle. So we still lost more infantry than he did, and that's good for him. But he did lose the additional 3 standard light tanks, although we lost 4 armored cars. But in the end, I think both of us, I would prefer to have 1 standard light tank than 2 armored cars. And that's not the trade-off he was making. Plus, he's still 1 standard light tank down in that trade-off anyways, 4-3. So not only was it a loss, but he left this unit exposed. I assume it's because it didn't have enough action points to retreat, or he decided because this failed, maybe he was planning to extend the line, but because it failed, he didn't. I don't really know, honestly. So this unit is exposed, and I think it's only natural that we counterattack and try to wipe out the unit that's fully exposed. We may not be able to do that because we can try to attack from multiple sides, and the readiness of this unit is a little bit lower. In fact, I even want to move my Jeep over to here so that we can get better reconnaissance. Let's see, how would this work? 20, 40, 60, 90, 55... So 60, 90, it's 30 to move in here. Would we have enough left? Oh, I see. So we're moving like this, and then it costs 25 plus 10, so 35 to move in. Yeah, that makes sense. So we have to move here first. So let's just walk our Jeep up, see if we can gain information this way. We have a little information now. We can move in the last little bit. This will make it impossible for him to move anywhere, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he has 10 action points, but that's not enough to move anywhere. Now I moved my Jeep up here because I wanted to have better reconnaissance. Obviously my Jeep is my main reconnaissance unit. So now that he's a little closer to the front, hopefully we have better reconnaissance on these 4 units. Maybe I want to attack in here, but it doesn't look like it. Readiness of 100. Okay, wow, 4 standard light tanks with a readiness of 100. Yeah, I probably don't want to attack into this hex. Because these units, well, they're not in perfect order. Yeah, because I think we bombarded this hex with artillery last turn. So they haven't fully resupplied yet. Well, we might as well bombard it again. If we can, even we should bombard this hex since there's some artillery here. But never mind, because this is the mountains, so they're actually doing pretty well. They're camping themselves in the mountains, which will defend well. Okay, well, that's fine. So how do we want to do this attack? I think we're going to attack... This unit only has 55 readiness, and I feel like since they're kind of injured, I don't want to attack with a wounded unit and push them too hard. We can probably grab... Yeah, we have 2 light tanks in this group. So let's go ahead and maybe move... Yeah, we can move 1 infantry forward here. I'm sorry, 1 armor forward here. Let's do that. Then we have 2 armor in here, and we have an armored car or 2. So maybe we will do it this way. If we do this attack, I'm not going to attack actually yet. Whoops, attack. But let's see what kind of attack stack that gives us. 120 puts us over, but we can attack with both of these guys, and that puts us at 140 out of 150, plus we get the 10% concentric bonus. Now that looks like a victory to me, which may have been exactly what his attack looked like to him, but yeah, we have 12 standard light tanks and 4 armored cars against 3 standard light tanks and 7 rifles. Plus the 3 standard light tanks aren't at perfect readiness. That seems like a good attack to me. I don't like to risk armored cars just really for nothing, because it's kind of throwing them away uselessly. So let's see if we can get any other tank unit in. I just don't think I actually have any other tank units. Okay, even if they had readiness of 75, that would be better than 55 and 40. So let's see what we can do here. We have 4 standard light tanks ready to go, but their readiness is already 65, so no, this is not going to help. Okay, what about blue? Does blue have any? We have 1 here, which can attack this one from here, so let's move it here. Now what if we move this yellow group down here? Now I think we're in good shape. So we can attack with blue, 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 and yellow. Good, so this puts us a little bit over the attack stack limit, though. However, the attack power, I feel, is a lot better because we're dealing with all standard light tanks, which are much better against armor. I think I'll even just allow the attack stack to be a little too high. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. As soon as even a few units retreat, if even 1 standard light tank retreats, that attack stack will be right back under. And from what I've read, that means that as soon as the light tank pulls back from the attack, your attack is the correct size and you don't face any penalties. The idea here being just if you attack with too many units, you kind of flood the front and you have too many units to be able to maneuver effectively. But I guess that even pulling back 1 standard light tank would be enough that all the units will be able to move effectively. So I think it's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do, but let's bombard that unit first. In fact, because this is mostly mostly standard light tank, which don't usually succumb very much to any artillery bombardment, I'm going to use, I think, this unit here. Because they have tanks in the mountains now, so it's going to be very hard for me to take that raw. I can't do the same attack I did last time, which was probe into this raw mountain. So that's impossible. What I think I'll do instead is I'll move this raw up here. This artillery up here. And we don't have any... we actually have artillery in here. If we move them forward, how much does that cost? I mean, I'll probably want to move them forward anyway. Actually, maybe not. In fact, I don't want to, because then they'll be out of range. Oh no, of these guys is still going to be 3. Ho-hum. I think I'll just do this. I'll move this unit forward. And let's see, we have 1 artillery in here, but I'd rather not use that one. What about this artillery? How much will it take? It'll take 60 for him to get there. I don't think it matters. I think I'll just move this guy south 1 hex, and we'll bombard from these 2 separate hexes. Again, the real point here, we can't gain too much from bombarding this unless we get extremely lucky by killing one of the tanks. So let's bombard with just 8 artillery. This is mainly what I thought. We'd kill off the infantry, which we've done now. If we lowered the readiness of their tanks at all, which I think we have a little bit, that's even better. And now let's do the attack, because there's really no point in waiting any further. I'm not going to bombard that any further. But the result of this attack may tell me where I should shift my lines. So let's get all the tanks involved, and this one down here. And cross our fingers, we're going in with 12 standard light tanks against their 4. Go ahead and attack. Okay, so that went much better. They took 2 more light tanks as casualties, and we lost 1 standard light tank. They also have 1 at low readiness, but since it's low readiness, it's not dead, and we'd rather kill them. But we did lose 1 standard light tank ourselves. That's still a pretty good ratio, so it's basically, if we want to do the numbers analysis, it's 2, 1 versus 1, 1, with the standard light tanks being the 2 and the 1. That's good. I mean, it would have been nice to get out without taking a single casualty, but that's not the way it went. So this hex is now ours, but I don't know if we actually want to move in. What I suspect we'll do is actually just fortify along this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. I don't know if we should take this hex or not. I'm not sure. Although if we do pressure here, here, and here, they will have no hex except for this one that's actually in the low mountains that they can attack from more than 2 sides. Of course, the counter argument to that is that we won't have any place to attack by more than 2 sides. But I think that's basically already the case except for this raw, which is, again, very difficult to take. So what we're dealing with here is probably a very, like a stalemate, a World War I trench warfare type situation. We can see that even using 4 armor against 1 armor, the attack didn't go amazingly well for us. So the unfortunate thing is it may not work for us to try to push through this extremely fortified front. And that's unfortunate. That's quite unfortunate. But I don't have any other ideas about how to proceed right now, and I'm not going to bore you just thinking through all the what-if scenarios or the possible different strategies I can employ. So, I don't know how I'll move here quite yet, but I do know I want to also engage, possibly even attack these units across the river. I have these 2 artillery which are ready to go. Remember, this unit, it took just those 3 rifle casualties from artillery, which I guess is probably in here. And we don't want to attack across the river. This unit's only here, I mean, just to give us scouting information. We can probably pull it back in. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and bombard this and see what kind of result that gives us. Because maybe if we lower their strength or we kill a bunch of them, maybe we'll consider doing an attack across the river. Okay, so wow, their readiness is lowered to 21 and no entrenchment left. Which makes sense because this is plains. Now, if we are able to attack and push in, the thing we obviously have to worry about is a counterattack. Getting across there is one thing, but holding it is entirely another. I mean, I'm not hugely confident in our ability to hold that foot point. But if nothing else, it'll give us time to push up to this swamp as well. I just don't know what I should do with my engineer. As far as where should I move forward? Should I build a road over here, over here? I guess we won't be able to take this. Oh, there's actually artillery in this hex? Well, that's interesting. I don't have any artillery left that I can use to counterattack that artillery, right? Yeah, just this guy. He's way down here, though, so he's probably much better spent attacking some of these open hexes. Okay, because he'll lose... Yeah, he'll lose 4 turns of bombardment to get here. Although killing artillery is pretty precious. That being said, if our artillery can bombard them, they can bombard us, so maybe it's not a smart idea. I don't know how many action points it is to cross this stream. Let's find out again, or take our best guess. 10 extra action points. So it's probably going to be 30. It's probably going to be 50 to move there, plus 10 for the stream, 60. which means we won't be able to move back. Because I think it'll be 45 to move back. Okay, so we will be stuck there if we choose to attack. Their combat value is really low, though. Is there anybody else I can get across? I mean, the one thing that'll change this entire situation is if I can get any armor across. Now that is an idea. We're counting our chickens before they hatch. Let's go ahead and think about this attack. I can get this guy. And probably one machine gun as well. So that's my limit. I can attack with these guys, which amount to about 140, versus what we suppose is about 30. Well, it's only 4 to 1 odds, and we are attacking across a stream, which is going to reduce our combat effectiveness slightly. So it's not a guaranteed victory, but I think, if nothing else, we should be able to inflict more casualties than we take ourselves. I have no idea. This is going to be a probing strike. So let's just go ahead and do it and see what happens. Yeah, I don't think there's any other artillery I can get in range. Even the smallest amount. Okay, actually, if we're going to attack, it might be better. The artillery might be better spent up there. Is there any other artillery? Oh, these two guys can bombard this hex already. So yeah, let's move this guy up. 45 versus 40. That actually makes a difference. So let's move here and bombard. This actually matters if we're going to try to get across. Okay, so we killed 6 more units, lowered their readiness a little bit more, and their entrenchment a little bit more. Alright, here we go. This is quite risky, but here we go. Alright, so we're not doing well immediately. Wait, yeah. It was not a good attack. So we lost 28 rifles and 2 machine guns, and they lost 21 rifles. Not a good attack. Unfortunately, did not work out for us. Huh, what a bummer. It did look good on paper, but I probably didn't calculate well enough the fact that we'd be losing 25% on a stream, which would reduce our combat a bit. I don't know, it was really hard to say that I would actually lose that. Let's get a little bit of more scouting information. We can move this guy over here. I don't know if these are actually empty. If he's defending in depth over here, he's probably... Well, I'm not sure. He might be defending in depth here, or he might not. I don't know. So we'll probably move this one back to here just to cover the artillery. And we'll definitely be moving a lot of units forward too, like some armored cars. But not... Whoops. This guy. There it is. And yeah, machine gun as well for defense. Okay, then we'll probably move one guy all the way forward. This will force his artillery to move back. If he doesn't move back, we'll just we'll attack next turn. So let's see, how do we want to do this? Probably move the machine gun forward. Maybe even forward 2. Mortars don't take any worse penalty for attacking over a river. They do take landscape, but not river or stream penalties. So we'll move that one up as well. Okay, good. I actually like this. I'm not too disappointed by that. Okay, it didn't work out for us, but that's fine. Now, the only problem is any units in here who are injured are not going to be able to reinforce from this hex. So I need to cycle them out, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's move this guy. Oh, that guy's fine. Just move him back 1 so that they can recuperate, essentially. And 1 on the machine guns. There it is. Okay, so the 3 guys we attacked with, they assaulted, but now they're falling back to heal up and tell all their horror stories about that one time they had to try to cross a stream and they just got mowed down. I mean, the casualties were commiserate. It wasn't a terrible idea, but man, this is a tough nut to crack. I feel like this is going to end up being quite a slog. I don't find any... We might have to completely throw everything to the north and cross and see if Barnstad is available for an attack or something, or maybe come in and try to swoop through the south at Solingen, because we're just running into a huge wall everywhere we look. So, okay, last thing I'm going to do is just show you production, if anybody's interested. I don't really know what to do with production. The one thing I want to do is get some more trains, so I'm going to do that. But I'm basically just producing a lot of riflemen and then a few staff to keep up my staff. I'm also just getting the artillery and the standard light tanks every turn. And of course horses so that I can pull the artillery that I get. Okay, well, I guess that's going to call this. That's going to do it for this episode. I mean, there's obviously a lot of micromanagement I have to do. Oh, the last thing I need to decide is actually what to do. Since we're moving here, we'll probably hold the line as like so. Which means we'll probably just push some of these units forward. Like this, like this, like this. So this is the new front line we've decided. Because we don't have enough force, we don't have enough action points, we don't really have enough mobility to take the front right up to them. And the one advantage this has as well is any kind of artillery that they have is not going to be, if they have any artillery back here, like these two, I guess they can attack this hex, huh? So maybe I should move out with any of the, maybe I'll move this guy back. There's no reason for me to even stay in this hex. Although that would probably open this hex up to an attack. In fact, I need to get some armor into that. I'm glad I noticed this. We do need some armor there. So let's move this one down here, just to have some armor protection. Now, these guys are never going to be reinforced with more armored cars because I haven't created any more armored cars. So what I'll do off camera is I'll merge the two, and I'll have one more blank division template to be used for whatever I want. So it's just, we've lost essentially one armored car division because I'm going to merge the remaining elements of both of these guys into one group. Okay, yeah, we can definitely pull those guys out and put some fresh, I have some fresh armored cars in this group which can actually shore up my defense as well. Move one down here. That's a good solid defense on that point. I know that this has been a pretty vulnerable to artillery, so I might even move the machine gun group that got hit here last turn. I might move them back, like so. This takes our attack stack down a bit, and I'm defending more with armor now than I am with infantry, which is good. And it saves my machine guns, which are a bit of a precious resource. Not so much, but a bit. Okay. Now there's still a few more bombardments I can do, like this guy. We'll go ahead and get these out of the way. If we can do any damage, it's something, right? Just try to rack up any kills we can. If you have all the artillery, you might as well use it. Okay, this one. So we might as well bombard the same one, because I think you get, I'm guessing you're going to get better effect out of bombarding an already weakened target. Mm-hmm. 3 more kills, it's something. I mean, it's really not much. Considering we're producing about 160 riflemen a turn, killing off like 4 is peanuts. It doesn't matter much. And we still have 2 artillery left here, which I think actually are going to get some pretty significant work done against these guys. Yeah, that was pretty good. So killed off 14 more units. Alright, so that's going to do it. So I'll do any more adjustments of the lines behind the scenes off camera, but we know what to expect. That basically I'm just going to shore up the lines and brace myself for the counterattack. What do I think is going to happen? I really honestly don't know. I mean, this hex is still technically pretty weak, and especially because I have my Jeep there, which... Oh, wait. I think this Jeep should be able to move out, actually, because it should only be 10 action points to move north. But for some reason, because I moved in there at a point in time when he didn't have enough action points, I guess he can't move out. That's a little strange. Maybe I can strategically move him? Yeah, we can strategically transfer him. This is weird. What if I tried to strategically transfer him using this headquarters? Can I pull him out? Yeah, I can. I'll consider doing that off camera. We'll be able to see what I did at the beginning of next turn, because when I look at the history at what he did, it'll show where my units were at the very start. So, alright, well, thanks for watching. If you have any comments about my playstyle, or if you have any recommendations... No, let's keep recommendations very general. If Broad sweeping strokes if you have any recommendations. So if you want to say, hey, attack in the north, or hey, attack in the south, that's okay. Maybe don't say like, oh, use your machine gun and your 2 infantry to attack this hex from 3 sides, and nothing like that, because I want to use my own tactical knowledge and make my own mistakes. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was a little better, more action-oriented. And stay tuned for more as the series develops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.